I was going to make a video about my new projects, but I realized that I should probably go back and explain some of my previous projects, and how I am. What's some of the what are some of the perspectives that I feel are needed to form a coherent pathway, and then also how the new projects are an extension of what I've shared before. Um, I hope you all are okay with me not editing as well. I could easily have edited my little word fumble there, but I feel now with so much AI generated videos, I really wanted to present a more authentic approach to filming. So I will leave all those in, and you can have a good laugh. So if you're watching this on YouTube in particular, one of the projects I have done maybe a few years ago is sharing videos about living a minimalist like lifestyle. Good news is like I still am pretty minimalist compared to the average person, I think, and I'm still continuing my whole endless decluttering and trying to live a life where I'm only having possessions that I truly need. And also going on meditation retreats where one can really embrace that kind of much more of a almost like a monastic like lifestyle with almost like nothing, and be able to examine our relationship to objects and all of that. So that is still a very fundamental aspect of what I do, and I still feel like for most people, it is something that may bring them a lot of release from having the burden of owning stuff and looking after stuff, right? And I think like in terms of like well-being, like for me, I find a lot more solace in open space, as you can probably see here. But like objects take up that kind of space sometimes. So again, like this is not like a mandate, right? I think some people really do enjoy collecting objects that they love, and that is totally okay. It's just that if you feel distressed by the items in your surroundings, then that is something that may bring about relief. Um, and so I feel like this is one aspect of living a happy life. However, what I've seen in the past with myself and also from observing others is that if one pursues the minimalist lifestyle without examining some of the underlying reasons behind it, or going on this almost like a compulsive loop of decluttering itself, um, that it may also not get at the root cause of what is actually causing the unhappiness. So I think I have for unpacking some of the reasons. One of my best performing videos on this YouTube channel is one where I talk about like trauma and post-traumatic growth, and that really received a ton of really kind comments from people. So I feel like that really resonated, right? For those of us who watch these extreme minimalist videos like Samurai Matcha, Explorivore, these are all really fantastic. I feel like they're really good about sharing some of the philosophy behind why you would do it, so that you're not stuck in a loop of decluttering without understanding why it is helpful, and also some of the root causes of what is causing the suffering. Um, and I really sympathize if if you are into watching these sort of videos as well. I still do it, but by the way, it's not like I've quit YouTube watching YouTube or something like that. Like I feel like one thing that I'm really more aware of, or try to be more aware of now, is like, am I watching it in a self-soothing sort of way? And what can I do instead that might be even more effective? So I think like that's where the dialogue about, doom scrolling and self-soothing is a little bit unhelpful by some people who talk about that. So for example, right, I'm sure you've encountered this as well. There'll be some, every once in a while, as one doom scrolls, like there'll be some self-help YouTuber or Instagram person or TikTok person who says that, hey, stop doom scrolling, that kind of thing, which I think is temporarily helpful because it like snaps you out of it. But it doesn't give you the tools to let you know, like, wait, why is this activity necessary? Because I do think it is a very rational thing to do. It's because we are like suffering, and the activity of doom scrolling is actually making us feel better. I think that is like undeniable, or else we wouldn't do it, right? But then like, because it like only like gets at one layer, like one never has the chance to go deeper to understand like what is actually happening. So with that said, I think it is very hard to be able to sense that kind of the deeper layer without a lot of practices that are first supportive. Because what happens is like, okay, if we get at the deeper reasons why we're not feeling good, oftentimes there is like some sensations in the body that indicate distress, and that even itself is really hard to feel for a lot of people because we're living within the layer of thinking, and the access to the sensations of our body internally is actually not apparent for a lot of people. And so developing that awareness takes time. Um, and there's ways to do it. I just feel like the reality is not like, here's a 30-second video on how you develop somatic awareness or something like that, right? Like there's a reason why this isn't a short. Um, like that isn't, that needs to be there. But the other thing that needs to be co-developed is a sense of well-being and safety and, goodwill towards oneself. And I feel like that kind of practice is needed in parallel, because for a lot of us, especially those who have like experienced trauma in the past, like our body is fundamentally going, oh, like, let's not go there. This is a lot. And therefore, it's shut off. So what is the release valve in order for us to be able to access this, body wisdom of what's actually going on without us crumbling, because it might actually be too much. So I feel like these are ideas that are, again, like easier to say once one has experienced it, but also for people who have not experienced it can sound a little bit like I'm pointing that way, and you're like, what? There's nothing that way. So I feel like this is something where if you're open to it, I'm going to continue sharing videos that I feel give better entry points into understanding what is going on, in a way being your own mind mechanic, so that it is, whoops, again it's drooping, it is possible to solve some of these issues, again, in a way that dissolves them. Actually, you don't solve anything, but the entanglement becomes like unknotted, and it's much less of an issue. Um, so I still feel like minimalist lifestyle is super fun. Like I feel like fundamentally it's just like fun to watch all these videos, right? Um, and it is also possible to enjoy them while also enjoying our lives and not feeling this tension of like compulsivity, in order to, you know, live some ideal lifestyle with some ideal number of objects, because that itself can sometimes introduce suffering that somewhat negates what we're trying to do. But yeah, let me know if this resonates, and I'll make another video that gives you more precise things that you can work on if you would like to.